before he joined the brawl, he was out for bare-knuckle justice. Yeah, I'm taking a look at Sonic the Fighters. Sonic the Fighters, which originally released in Japanese arcades, never really hit the States, but was definitely a hit, and also on Sega Saturn, by the way. Now PlayStation 3, where I'm actually playing it. Right game for you? Or is this just a lesser in history? Let's take a look, but first a word from our sponsors. Please watch these, kind of help we keep the lights on, right? Sonic the Fighters is, well, duh, fighting games, right in the title there, George. I mean, Sonic the Fighters basically is Sonic bare-knuckling it out. This game was released in 1996, okay, so let's start with that. Versus Smash Brothers, which was in 1999, and one could argue that this was kind of like a predecessor to Smash Brothers. Special thanks to Sega for being forward-thinking people. I mean, they took all the Sonic characters, put them together, and said, there we go, fighting game, versus Mario and all his characters going together and saying, hey, we're doing the same thing here. Granted, yes, this was based around the Virtua Fighter environment. AM2, by the way, great engine, loved the Virtua Fighter series. I loved fighting Vipers. Bring him back, AM2. Loved fighting Vipers. Last Bronx I could live with or without. And of course, Fighters Megamix was a great compilation of the best of AM2. So, I like what that studio had done for Sega throughout all the years, especially in the late 90s. They were the way to go. That said, this game will feel very familiar if you're a Virtua Fighter fan. Now, I got 3 buttons. Guard, punch, kick. Yep, that's it. That's it. If you want to dodge, by the way, you hit down and all 3 buttons at the same time. Your character do a quick little sidestep. That's it. But fighting games are known for their system, and there are a few things that you want to include when you have a fighting system. Now, the nuances of it include your standard moves, like your detect move, your jab moves. You're going to poke a character. A lot of the punches and stuff will do those quick pokes just like you expect. But then, the next thing is pokes usually set up for a combo leading into a high-risk maneuver, which you're hoping you can pull it off at a time when the enemy is unable to guard. Problem is there aren't high risk. There are moves that are high risk in theory, but these moves are not actually very high risk, as the computer seems unable to predict them, dodge them, and then counter them most of the time. So it seems like the computer just doesn't understand, or maybe it just wasn't programmed that way. I mean, there's no one playing it online right now. PlayStation 3, by the way, has online play. So it's kind of hard to actually test it against a live player, someone who actually understands the nuances of fighting game to see, is it working, guys? Is it not? I mean, is it? The story, let's finish the fighting here first before I get to ADHD. Fighting, by the way, I don't like how characters can just spam moves. Okay, you can just spam the same move a lot of the times, and the computer takes it. It just takes it. It's not even blow the whistle and take it. It's just the computer takes it. Why? It feels too easy. It feels like you can just blow through the arcade. If like I said, if you understand how fighting games work, you just blow through the arcade. Even my 3-year-old, to some degree, had success in the arcade just randomly button mashing. And not necessarily figuring things out as she went along, but she figured it out enough to get through a good chunk of the arcade. So I'm disappointed in the overall fighting game. At repetition, some moves you can just keep using over and over. It's your win move. Just keep using it and win. Now, the strategy of fighting, by the way, each character has 5 times they can guard. And by default, you can tweak this to be different, but by default, your guards are carried over into the next match. And so, round 1, fight. You'll use up all your guards. Round 2, no guard. That's the way it goes. So you need to be strategic. I found that if you actually wear an enemy's guards down the first round, and if it takes you half the second round, fine, you can do that. That's a great strategy to use. Just bowl them over, get them out of the way. Perfect, done. Finito. So I just found it a little bit too easy. But now let's get into the story of this one, because the story really doesn't make sense to me at all. And maybe this is just the Japanese thing where they say, hey, let's fight. Okay. Hey, we're from rival schools. Let's fight. Hey, that's a sandwich. Let's fight. Hey, I just got out of the hospital and I'm feeling sick. Let's fight. It's like fighting's their solution to everything in animes and stuff. Gosh, guys, is that really what it is? Is that Japan? I'm scared to go to Japan because, hey, I'm from America. Let's fight. No thank you. I guess it's just I guess it's just kind of like, you know, a lazy DM. If you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, lazy DM, what's he do? You all meet in a bar. Okay. Story here, though, is that there's a rocket ship. It runs on Chaos Emeralds. Each character has a Chaos Emerald. And instead of giving them all to Sonic, who has, what, 4 games by this time? Sonic 1, 2, 3, and the Sonic and Knuckles, where he's been the hero. Instead of doing that, they just basically say, well, we were all in Knuckles Chaotix, so I think we should get a job. We should get, you know, some props on this one. Okay, fine. And when you actually beat the game, there's 2 endings. 2 endings. It's the screw you game over ending. And the screw you game over ending is they throw Dr. Robotnik or Eggman at you, you know, depending on if you're old school, new school. They throw him at you, and what's he do? He gives you 15 seconds to beat him. If you don't beat him, then everything blows up, and that's it. If you do beat him, then you go off into space, and every character is the same. It's just, you travel off into space, the satellite that he's in blows up, and everyone's happy. That's it, guys. That's the game. Yep. Not even like Virtua Fighter Kids, where Virtua Fighter Kids, all of them had their own cinematic endings, which are kind of cool. No, this is just, hey, everyone gets the same thing. Thanks for playing. We don't care enough to give you a story. Everyone else is doing it. We don't care. Whatever. A little disappointed with that. There's no real reason to play this one, actually. Story-wise, this game more serves as a history lesson, okay? This is a history lesson. This is if Nintendo actually tried to compete with Sega at this time. Smash Brothers probably would have been more like this. And that would have been a very bad thing for a very good series, okay? Smash Brothers is amazing how far they've come. Just from being Pikachu and Donkey Kong and Mario beating each other up to now it's more cast. It's characters from all over video games. I mean, they even got Solid Snake in there now. So as a history lesson, that's what this game is. Is it a game that holds its own? Does it still hold its value? And Sega, call it shovel of shame. Yep. I'm sorry, but I got a shovel of shame it. I hate shovel of shaming Sega. Okay, Sega, I used to be a fanboy at one point. They're dear to my heart, but there's a lot of Sega stuff that they made a lot of mistakes over time. And guys, from the deepest part of my heart, don't ever do anything like this again. Don't ever do anything like this again. This was horrible. This was crappy. This doesn't even hold its own. I can still play Virtua Fighter 2 in this day and age. I can't play Virtua Fighter 1, but that was an infancy issue, not necessarily a quality issue. This right here is a quality issue. This whole game just sucks, and I can't recommend it. But there's a few of you out there who are going to try it anyway, just to see if I'm wrong, right? Anyway, morally speaking, you got fighting, martial arts, violence, robots, cybernetics, exploding satellites. Issues with any of that, you might not want to let your kids play it. This is Sonic the Fighters, okay? This is Sonic the Fighters. I can't say that I enjoyed this review, but hey, after spending 8 hours with this game, I'm definitely ready to move on. So, moralgamer, moralgamer.com. Like, subscribe, comment, share, gameplay channel, review channel, links below, and stay watching. We have a special surprise at the end here. See if you can name where that original character's from. Comments below. We'll catch you next time.